Dundee are the last name into the Scottish fifth round. That is Simon Murray lays waste to the Arabs. Welcome back to Fog Football. What a game. What a Dundee derby. The action here, you might have thought it was all over in the first minute, but I tell you what, Dundee United peppered that Dundee goal like I've never seen before. Almost like me and you had big money on them.
Aye, it was a great game of football. Not the first time we've said that this season about the Dundee derby, and I'm so happy to see it back because I mean, it's a derby that we've kind of forgotten about and brushed underneath the carpet, kind of, because, I mean, let's be honest, for over the last decade, probably 15 years, we've probably had it less than we've actually had it. Because more often than not, either Dundee's been at the top flight or Dundee United's been at the top flight. And sometimes when one's going up, the other one's going down. So, you know, it has been an absent fixture, but, I mean, it's good to see it back. And I think that both Dundee clubs are in a pretty good place right now, and I can't imagine any of them getting relegated anytime soon. So I think it's good to have this derby back in the top flight. Obviously tonight we got it via the Scottish Cup and not the Premiership. Didn't disappoint. May have been a lack of goals, but it wasn't through trying. Honestly, Dundee scored in the first minute, but I mean, Dundee had loads of chances in the first half. Dundee United had loads double the amount of chances probably in the second half. So, I mean, it ended 1-0. Could have easily each team score 3 or 4 between them, I think. So, great game of football. Dundee are through, good for them. Dundee United are out, bad for them. We had bet Dundee United, bad for us, but is what it is. I actually fancied Dundee to win, but Mongoloid to my right here stuck our money on United.
Well, I tell you what, right? You know what? Dundee United, for me, should have won that game. Yeah, Dundee had a lot of chances, but you know what? Dundee United, I do not know how they didn't at least score once, man. That was absolutely insane, to be honest. But anyway, let's get to this game. Simon Murray flicks in a corner, 1-0. Great start for Dundee. Simon Murray, apparently, he bleeds Dundee, and, well, I mean, he bleeds goals as well, because he fucking fires them in, doesn't he?
Guy's having a great career resurgence at the moment, having a great time at Dundee. And I remember when he was at Hibernian, I didn't think much of him.
Yeah, same.
I thought he was
It's almost like his spell's forgotten.
I thought he was a bit of a nothing player, to be honest. That was probably going to wind up in the Championship because that was his level. But no, well, obviously he's had spells at Ross County, he's had spells at Dundee, and I mean now he's firing all cylinders. And I mean, always a threat whenever you see him play. You know, always seems to give it 100%. So I think Simon Murray's one of those players that I didn't think was cut out for the top flight of Scottish football. But I mean, he's a pretty good striker in the Premiership now, and he got the goal that gave them the line. So
absolutely. I mean, up next was one of 3 goals that Dundee United had, but were ruled out. How mental is it that their best finishing came when it didn't matter? I mean, I actually think there was a lot of assistants and referees here blowing prematurely. And half of them weren't really fouls either. I think Dundee United were almost done a wee bit dirty with some of these decisions. Would you agree?
I mean, maybe. I think the first one, I mean, it was... Did the ball go out? I'm not too sure.
Well, yeah, the first one, it's debatable whether it went out or not. They don't really have the technology to decide it, but I mean, the other ones...
Or the angles.
The second one for me was not a foul and he shouldn't have blown it beforehand. We then saw 2 Donnelly headers go over for Dundee. They could have made it 2-0. I think Dundee's best spell for me came in the first half. I think in the second half it was just more about hanging on. We then saw Graham heading over for Dundee United. They score another goal here, but the whistle went before. And for me, this wasn't a foul. This should have been 1 each. And I don't understand this. We're now beginning to see a trend in the past couple of days. We've seen it in Celtic Killie where they blow the whistle before the ball ends up in the back of the net, and it just causes a bit of confusion. It's whatever happened, man, to just letting the play go, unless it's blatantly obvious. And this wasn't blatantly obvious, man. There was nothing in this whatsoever. Dundee then have a bunch of chances. Somehow it doesn't go in. You got blocks happening off the line here for Ferry, etc., etc. Graham then misses another header. He'll be wondering how the hell did he miss that, because Dundee United, man, this guy missed 2 clear-cut headers, right, and didn't even get either on target. Crazy. And that took us into half-time. Lyle Cameron then has a shot blazed over for Dundee. Holt has a shot saved. Ingram then blocks a shot off the line. No idea who was the Dundee United guy, but it was at this point Dundee United really turned it up. They're 2 new signings who they literally brought in today. So it turns out your new signings don't need IKEA furniture. They can go straight in. Patton, He has a shot cleared off the line. He then has a header tipped over. Will Ferry then has a shot tipped over. And we're not talking about wee shite shots here. We're talking about bullet headers and absolute shots laced with Venom. Aye, poison.
I feel like I've been poisoned.
He does. He's not feeling good, but maybe you get.
I might feel even fucking less good when I see this draw in a second.
You might. Simon Murray gets played through. He fluffs his line. Strabonski then cuts in. He finesses it top right, rattles the bar. Rebound diving header gets tipped over. You're just thinking, what in the fuck did Dundee United need to do to score here? Then Glenn Middleton gets the last chance of the game, drags it wide, just narrowly wide. I mean. Yeah, and then Finlay Robertson had a shot save for Dundee right at the end. 1-0. Good night.
I mean, Dundee United I thought were great in the second half. Did not give up. Came at them, kept on trying to score, peppered the Dundee goal. I wouldn't go as far as saying that. I think extra time would have been fair.
Yeah,
I think Dundee got the lead. Dundee, I think, probably should have been maybe further ahead, but into half time. And, maybe Dundee, he can give them, maybe should give them some credit for holding on. But I think Dundee United done enough in that second half to at least force extra time.
Yeah, so Dundee United had 16 shots to 9, 5 on target, and literally the ones that were off target were hitting the post and shit like that. So, yeah, for me, I think Dundee, it would have been good to go to extra time, but here, at least we get the draws quicker.
We do, but you know what, great game of football. Haven't been disappointed so far this season when these two teams meet, so...
I know, I want to just say fair play to Premier Sports. They've given us a lot of games this season.
They've upped it. I mean, I feel like the coverage of Scottish football has been good. A lot of weeks you're getting 2 games.
Yep.
And whether it be league action or cup action, and I mean, we're not really used to seeing that.
What, it's the 20th of January, and Dundee, I believe this is the second Dundee derby of the year. And they've had a game against Celtic and Rangers. So within the space of 3 weeks, Dundee have had 4 games at Dens Park on telly.
Yeah, but this is the way
that's what it needs to be.
This is the way it should have been for years, man. The coverage of Scottish football was absolutely honking. I mean, you were more likely to get no games a weekend than to get 2, but now we're seeming to get like fucking 2 every other week, so it's great.
Great, guys. Anyway, Dundee 1, Dundee United 0.
League positions aren't great, but coverage of it's good.
Aye, our league positions, but yeah, final thoughts before the cup. I mean...
The draw.
Aye,
that's the one.
Who do I want? I don't know who I want. I want Celtic at Ibrox. It's not going to happen, cold ball, warm ball, but who do you want?
Celtic at Tynecastle.
Celtic at Tynecastle? You don't want Cove Rangers, no? Or Hamilton, or... some shitey team like that.
No, you're alright. I'll take Celtic. We'll knock them out. We'll do the rest of Scotland a favour.
Fair enough. Anyway, guys, that's it. Final game of round 4.